Hindsight usually reveals what alternate steps could have been taken to realize a desired outcome. But what's often forgotten is that hindsight also extols our unexpected gains. Sometimes the outcome exceeds our expectations. And as I reflect on the year 2021, undoubtedly the Linden Church realized more than we anticipated. Although still fraught with the constraints of a raging pandemic, the testimonies of the Lord's blessings are many. This does not ignore the challenges many of our members faced during the last year. In fact, even now, we brave a season of cascading loss, as too many of the Lord's servants have fallen to their rest. But looking back affords us the unique perspective that for God's people, our gains remain greater than our losses. The following is a synopsis of the Lord's doing at the Linden Church in 2021, covering 3 strategic areas. Last year's leadership and ministry focus was dubbed More of Him. Sensing the gravity of this era and our helplessness to a rapidly changing environment, it was discerned that for us and our community, the most urgent need was and still is Jesus, to know Him intimately during our turbulence. For the most part, we pursued this aim through pastoral preaching and evangelism, one embedded in the themes of our weekly worship. And we're grateful for those who lent themselves to our pulpit ministry, planting seeds of hope and painting a picture of Christ that assuages the pain of dwelling in a perishing world. We remember our Easter program, Through Her Eyes, our Youth Week of Prayer, and the special edition of the Hope and Healing Revival series, Seasons of Power. Through such efforts, I am happy to report we realized 28 baptisms into our fold. Special thanks are registered to our media team for their commitment in streamlining these programs with virtual and in-person options, and to our prayer ministry that was readily responsive to those virtual requests for additional Bible study, and to viewers who expressed a desire to become a disciple of Jesus. To all of you, I say, a job well done. An unforgettable highlight to our year was the addition to our pastoral team in the month of June. We were pleased about the assignment of our very own Pastor Courtney Wilkes, who wasted no time in making his pastoral presence appreciated. Charged with the portfolio of discipleship and nurturing, he laid the groundwork for Linden Cares and shepherded this project to the very end of his tenure in December. Under his leadership, and coupled with an inspired congregation, Linden Cares tallied more than 2,300 acts of kindness. And represented in that number are donations that our church made to Highland Care Center, the hosting of a local community barbecue, our flea market, and the gifts of appreciation made to local healthcare workers. It's heartwarming just to ponder that Southeast Queens had 2,300 more smiles because of Linden Cares. While Pastor Wilkes has taken on another assignment, he left behind a legacy of service. Because of him, we're poised for even more compassionate exploits. Another positive reflection of 2021 was the financial stewardship exercised by our members and attendees. We know that these are uncertain times, and represented in our body are those who've had difficulty in securing employment and earning wages. So when we started the year, we weren't sure if we would have the means to sustain and build our ministries. But as God blessed His people, so were they faithful in blessing His church. For 2021, We realize a tithe intake of more than $1.4 million, marking a tithe increase of 9% since the report of 2019, and attaining the distinction as the #1 tithing church in Northeastern Conference for the previous year. Equally encouraging was the performance of our local offerings. When compared with the previous year, we also saw a 6% increase in combined offerings, receiving $482,471. I thank God for the faithfulness of Linden. You have proven that even when the going gets tough and the tough gets going, there are people in Southeast Queens still faithful to the entreaties of our Heavenly Father. On behalf of a grateful church, I say thank you for setting the pace in your stewardship. It's because of you that the work of God progresses steadily toward its completion. The aforementioned is but a synopsis of the Lord's doing within the Linden family during 2021. It was not an easy year for our members and attendees. But despite our individual and collective setbacks, God did some amazing things among us. And for those, we are glad. This reality now launches us into a new season of unexpected blessings, not because of what we have, but because of who we serve. I'm looking forward to the journey of 2022. I hope you are too. Maranatha.